Welcome back to Hands-on Web Development with Hyperapp. In this section, we'll learn the Hyperapp basics and get our application displaying in Firefox. The high-level intention of this section is to create code that makes a view that looks similar to the Hacker News pages. I've taken a screenshot so we have a reference. There's a navigation bar with a logo and links. We can also see posts, and they appear to be ordered by a rank and have details like a title, points, and a user. To get started, we'll import Hyperapp and mount an app with Init, View, and Node. Before we get coding, let's go over the main function we'll be looking at. Hyperapp exports the app function, which mounts our application into a web page. It accepts an object of arguments, 3 of which are Init, View, and Node. These are the basic building blocks of every Hyperapp application. The Init app prop is what seeds our application. Although there are a number of ways to use Init, we'll be passing our initial state directly into it. One thing to know is that your state root, in this case the object that we pass into Init, cannot be an array. There are some internal technical reasons for that, but you can easily get around that by using an object that houses an array. The View app prop is a function that returns a virtual DOM tree, which Hyperapp can translate into real HTML elements. The View function takes the current app state as its parameter, so our view can react to state changes. The Node app prop tells Hyperapp where to render your app on the web page. Use JavaScript to find the element in the document body and pass it here. We mentioned that the View app prop returns virtual DOM nodes into Hyperapp's core, and the H function is responsible for building those nodes. The H function accepts a name, a props object, and child virtual DOM nodes. The name is a string which reflects which element you want to render, like div or span. The props object allows you to pass attributes to your HTML, like style or href. Props also let you bind events, which we'll cover in the next section. The children argument allows you to nest other virtual DOM nodes into the current node. With that knowledge under our belt, let's check out the boilerplate to get Hyperapp running, starting with our index.html file. Here's our mostly typical HTML5 boilerplate. I've gone ahead and created a series of utility and element styles. Feel free to go over those on your own time if you're interested. I've added an ES6 module script tag to our code. This enables the latest ES6 features and also defers loading the script until the page is fully loaded. At the time of this video, we're on Hyperapp 2 Beta 12, but there may be more advanced versions available now. Go to npmjs.com/package/Hyperapp and look through the versions tab to find the latest version 2 release. Here's our initial state, a story and a comment. And we can pass that state into Hyperapp through the Init app prop. In our view function, we can render elements using the H function. This is my approximation of the navigation component. As you can see, elements are easily created. Adding attributes for the CSS class and href are very easy to understand. We can even pass a null prop if we don't need to set any attributes. You can see at the ends of these lines, the hChildren argument can be a single value like a string or an array. Finally, we have the Node app prop. Here we're mounting our app into the div with an app ID. Let's verify that this small application does what we think. Cool, looks like everything's rendering. Let's do a quick review on what we just learned. First, we learned about the app runtime. We can use app to mount our application. Second, app takes Init, View, and Node. Init can seed our initial state. View lets us react to state changes and create a virtual DOM tree for Hyperapp to render. Node tells Hyperapp where to render the HTML it generates. Third, we created virtual DOM nodes with the H function. The H function takes name, props, and children arguments. We can use the name to set which HTML element we want. Props lets us pass in attributes. Children provides a way to build a tree of other virtual DOM nodes with values and arrays.